First topic is Furiosa. So that is as in Furiosa from Mad Max Fury Road. She is getting her own spin-off little prequel. Anya Taylor-Joy will be playing Furiosa, and Chris Hemsworth is Immortan Joe, and it's directed by George Miller. So there's been chatters recently about the debut of when people first see this film, and it's been eyed for Cannes 2024. So my question to you guys is: do you think Cannes is a good sort of fit to first reveal this movie to the world?
I don't know. I feel it's kind of weird now that everything is being revealed at Cannes. This was never. This seems to be a new development that they reveal blockbusters at Cannes. It kind
There's
of
always like one.
It kind of reminds me of like Indiana Jones airing at
Oh, was that Venice or something?
No, that was Cannes.
It was Cannes again, and it was sort of like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Cannes. It's like, okay.
I think now because Top Gun debuted there and, went on to like a very successful box office campaign, and then obviously Oscars, it did a lot there too.
Yeah.
So now this may be the new strategy.
It seems to be. Yeah. It seems to be this, if they're confident in it, they do release it preliminary. Yeah. I don't know really what my thoughts on it are, other than I hope it's very good, because it's going to be very hard to top Fury Road. Just because of how crazy and chaotic and out there it was. And most of all, no one was expecting it. No one was expecting it to be as good as it was. Now people have expectations, and that's going to be really hard to top.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, Mad Max Fury Road, that debuted at Cannes. And this source here that said said that it's just a rumor at this point. They'll only debut it at Cannes once they find out after the strikes if actors can fit it into like their schedules. Because if the actors can't support a Cannes debut by being there, then they're not going to do it. Yeah. But I mean, look at what Mad Max Fury Road did. It didn't do much box office wise, of course, but debuted at Cannes. Obviously, came out to a very high praise, great reviews. Went on to, I think, nominated for 10 Oscars, won 6 of them. It was nominated for Best Picture. And if Furiosa is as good, or even if it's a little bit under what Mad Max Fury Road is, it's a very great movie, and I think it's deserving of a Cannes debut if it comes anywhere close to Fury Road. If we are going to start doing blockbusters at Cannes, it needs to be a very high caliber sort of blockbuster. It can't just be, you run of the mill blockbusters like Elemental, like Indiana Jones, and there was another one that debuted this year that was kind of just forgotten about. But they need to be, they need to be a blockbuster that the studio is like, okay, we have a juggernaut on our hands in terms of box office potential and in terms of Oscar campaign potential. That's where the film festival circuit, that's where it starts, at Cannes Film Festival. And if you want to get on the map, especially for a blockbuster, I think Cannes is the platform to do it. So if this is true and they are eyeing that, I think it's a vote of confidence from the studio being like, okay, Miller's made another banger. We're dropping it in Cannes, getting it in front of people's faces as soon as possible. And so, yeah, I think it's a good move. And we'll just wait and see if they've made the mistake that Disney did by thinking Indiana Jones was the banger. But yeah, again, we'll have to see with that one.
I think it's like apple and oranges between those two films, really. I think this film will be good. It doesn't quite have to top Mad Max Fury Road. It can either match or just come below, but it can't be like it can be below, but not like below. I'm doing hand things here, so these guys know what I'm doing, but when we get to video one day, you'll be able to visualize with me, guys. But yeah, like it can either be on par with Mad Max or just below, but I think the quality of this film is still going to be great. And if it's debuting at Cannes like Mad Max Fury Road did, and that's where it's like critical reception started to kick off, then I think this is what the studios are thinking. And how, like you said, it could be like Top Gun, where it could be both box office and critical successes. So we'll just have to wait and see if people that remember Mad Max come back.
It will be interesting in terms of its box office potential. I don't think it's really a very lucrative franchise to milk out, but I'm very assured of the quality of this. Just with Anya Taylor-Joy signing on, she signs up for very good projects most of the time. George Miller's he's a bona fide great director. Chris Hemsworth as the villain. It's an interesting one. I'm very curious to see how that turns out. But
At least he's playing a villain.
yeah, and probably was it shot in Australia? Do you think it would be like?
Might have been. It's hard to say. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of the involvement with Chris Hemsworth on that. Being Australian, of course.
Yeah, it was plenty of Australians in Fury Road. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it, I think it's going to be very good. It's very high on my most anticipated list.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
All right.